welcome back to another video and welcome back to episode 3 of the Monoposto driver career mod. If you guys are enjoying the series so far, make sure to like, comment and subscribe as always. Leave a comment if you're enjoying the series, but let's get into episode 3. So before we begin, let's have a look at the driver standings and the team standings. Ourselves are now for a minute pretty low down, but the big news coming into the race today, following our huge crash in the last race, we've had to rebuild the entire car and we will be starting a Hungarian Grand Prix from last place, meaning no qualifying. So we're jumping straight into the race now from last place. We decided to start on a soft tyre to go off an aggressive strategy to make up as many places as we can on the start of the race. So for the third time in 3 races, we haven't been able to get higher than the last row on the grid, starting P20 and P19 in all of our races. But as the lights have gone out, we've now been gapped by the field a little bit. We're starting to lose a bit of momentum. The field is pulling away from us now, but as we go into turn 1, Oscar Piastri now running onto the grass. That should be a move forward. We decide to take it easy. We don't want to take any risks here. After all, we just want to finish the race. We haven't finished the race yet in our career mode. Both races in Bahrain and Azerbaijan we have DNF'd out of. So just to finish today would be a really big improvement. I was now using some of our ERS to stay with the pack. Oscar Piastri and Nico Hülkenberg going wheel to wheel. One of these drivers is Ponte making mistakes soon, which is where we can pounce on them both. As yes, we have got a huge run on Oscar Piastri now. We try to go around the outside, but it wasn't enough quick fair on the track. We're now following him down this long straight. We're going to have to use all of our ERS as we now pulled out alongside. We're going wheel to wheel with him. We're in the slipstream of Nick de Vries. This should be an easy uptake for us as we've got past the McLaren, but he's still on our outside. We're trying to keep him there, close the door safely, and we have got past him. We got past Nick de Vries as well. That's a pretty good overtake by us. And now we're following Nico Hülkenberg and Lando Norris as we've made up 2 places now on the start of this race. So again, our start's proven to be our strong point as we now have the help of DRS to help us get past the Haas of Nico Hülkenberg. But we're going wide into turn, and there's a huge cross ahead of us there. It looked like Lance Stroll and Esteban Ocon were involved in that, and we've been bumped up a huge amount of places now. So we've only got 4 more places now to get up into a point scoring position. So we just need to keep our head down, get into the slipstream when the cars ahead of us, and we should be able to get dragged along to P10. Nico Hülkenberg and Lando Norris is still wheel to wheel. We see drivers having an amazing battle, and we're just sat behind watching, hoping that one of them makes a mistake that will allow us to make a move. Before we had to run down Nico Hülkenberg, we decided to back out of it and wait for this long straight, which looks like it's going to be the main overtaking opportunity of this race. As we're now using our ERS, gaining on the Haas and the McLaren. We have the help of DRS now as well through this tricky, long, sweeping flat out section. The 2 cars are still wheel to wheel. They can't be separated. Surely one of them's going to have to make a mistake soon or get into a little bit of contact, because we now have a pretty decent run on the main straight on these drivers. We've set a new personal best as well, so our pace is improving, but we are nearly 2.5 seconds off the best lap time as we've took a wide line in turn 1 again. Nico Hülkenberg has made the move on Lando Norris now, so the McLaren is alone by itself, which means it will be easier to overtake him as he hasn't getting any slipstream from the Haas at the moment. We just need to find a little bit of momentum now. We've lost quite a bit of time to Lando Norris, and Oscar Piastri is the one that's taken behind us as well. The tyres are falling off a little bit as well, as you can see from the last episode. The soft and the best tyres to start the race on, only for the first few laps, and when they fall off incredibly. As you can see here, we now got a bit of a line going through our tyres due to the excessive wear, but we have got DRS now onto this main long straight. If we can deploy some ERS as well, I think that it would be better if we just leave it and save our ERS for a time when we are much closer to the McLaren. As we're now following him through these tricky sections, and we've got a really good run on him there. We're going to try and go around down the inside of him. He holds us off for now, but we should be able to pass him soon. But no, he's gone into the pits pretty early on lap 4 of this race. That's an early pit stop for the McLaren. I'm not sure if that was scheduled or if we had a little bit of damage, but nonetheless, that is 1 place gain for us, and we're going to carry on onto these tyres until on lap 5 until we start falling off a little bit. As we're now just trying to find some more time to gain on Nico Hülkenberg. You can see on the track map ahead of us that there's a huge train where that Haas is part of, and we just need to catch up to that train, which will mean that we have a huge opportunity now.
So box.
Opportunity to get into some points positions. But as you can see there from our team radio, our team has instructed us that we will be coming in this lap. So at least now we know that we will be coming in this lap rather than in Bahrain where we forgot the pit. So we need to get off these soft tyres as soon as we can, as we're now going wheel to wheel with Lance Stroll through this long straight. He's on the soft tyres and we're on the soft tyres as well. We've locked up and we've gone into him a little bit there. Thankfully we don't have any damage. I don't think he has any as well. I hope he doesn't have any damage. That's a bit of a silly mistake from us trying to keep the place from the Aston Martin, who really aren't our rivals for the season, so it would have been better just to let him pass. But we will be coming in this lap and we will be going on to the hard tyres, I think. will be the best choice. And yeah, hard tyres is going to be for us. Lance Stroll's came into the pits as well, but we've managed to get out ahead of him. You can see Nico Hulkenberg now in our sights as someone's spun coming out of the pit, and I believe that was the Williams of Alex Albon, who's had a bit of a moment coming out of the pit lane. But we're now on some fresh hard tyres. Nico Hulkenberg on medium tyres, so he's going to be faster for the first few laps, but as his medium tyres start to fall off, we're going to begin to reel him in. So we're just waiting now to find an opportunity to pass Nico Hulkenberg. But Alex Albon, even though he's spun out of the pits, he's all over the back of us now. The Alfa Romeo really isn't the best car to get this season. It is up there with the midfield, but it isn't that good. The Williams is our closest, pretty much I would say our closest rival this season, so we do need to make sure that we can keep him behind us. We have a little bit of an oversteering moment now going onto the dirty side of a track, and now give Alex Albon a great run now coming onto this main straight. He's got us on his sides. Him and Lance Stroll are having a great battle. That should give us a little bit of confidence there that we aren't going to get overtaken, as the two drivers are fighting pretty hard behind us as he's going to the grass a little bit there, having another oversteering moment. Hopefully this isn't going to make us lose a place now, as a few more drivers are coming to the pits. Nick de Vries and Oscar Piastri, and can we get past Piastri? Yes, we have. We've pulled up the Vioco and McLaren, who again looks like one of our close rivals this race, but he's been sandwiched between Alex Albon and Lance Stroll in that huge battle between the two drivers, so that should allow us to break away from him a little bit. If you go wide into that corner now, we've been passed by Alex Albon and Oscar Piastri. We can't let him pass us, he's our rival. We need to make sure that we can get past him with two rookies for this season, two of the three rookies of this season, but we have got DRS. We should allow us now to close back into Oscar Piastri. Lance Stroll on the medium tyres having a look at us as well, he's got past us too. But we've got a great switch back on Lance Stroll. We try to go for the move by sticking nose in, but we think it's better to leave it for the main straight. As you can see, we're gaining really quickly on Oscar Piastri, but he's gaining on Lance Stroll now, so that's undone all of our hard work. He's getting a slipstream from the Aston Martin now, as we're just keeping it tidy now through this long and twisty section, finding an opportunity to pass the Australian driver. As we try to go for switchback and move around the outside, it wasn't enough space there. We didn't want to get ran out of the grass, so we decided that was best for us to stay back, but we can't keep taking chances. One of these times we're going to have to take one of the opportunities and go for an aggressive overtake, because Nick de Vries behind us in the AlphaTauri is now gaining on us on his hard tyres, as Piastri and Stroll are going wheel to wheel. We're losing a lot of time to these drivers now. The car really isn't feeling as good as it did in Bahrain and Baku on this track, so if this is going to be a pretty bad race for us, I can't imagine that we've gone a bit wide into that corner again. Nick de Vries all over the back of us. I believe there's a second car with him as well, I'm not sure who it is, but we are going to get swallowed up. It's Esteban Ocon. We are going to get swallowed up by these two drivers now. As we go wide onto the grass a little bit, they're going to have a great slipstream from us onto this main straight now, as we're trying to just stay with Oscar Piastri. The gap now 1.5 seconds. He's just pulling away from us every single lap. We aren't as fast as McLaren this race, as our teammate Valtteri Bottas in P9, so he's absolutely demolishing us in this race compared to us in P16. So questions will soon start to be asked why I can't get as much out of the car as he is, as we go wide there nearly into the pit lane. But yeah, we're getting embarrassed by our teammate a little bit now. He's been outperforming us in all of the races, even though in two races we did make a little bit of, well, not a little bit, we did make a lot of contact that ended up in my race being ruined. If it wasn't for that, I could have maybe had a bit more points to my name, but today is no excuse. Today we don't really have enough pace. The car really isn't feeling good today, so we just need to make sure, I think, if we just don't finish last and finish the race at all, as we went a little bit wide where we didn't any chance of getting past Nick de Vries there. But we have deployed a little bit of DRS to stay with the AlphaTauri driver. We've got a good run on him now. Are we going to stick nose down the inside? We're closing in onto the AlphaTauri now. We're going to get a great slipstream down this main straight. We're going to go down his inside, keeping an eye on where he is. He's on our inside now, but we've gone down his inside. He's got past us there. This is a great battle with the AlphaTauri driver, but we need to clear him as soon as possible if we want any chance of scoring points today, as we've gone into the back of him and we've lost half of our front wing. For the third race in a row, we've made contact with another driver and we've damaged our own car, as we've now passed a lot of cars who just came into the pits. One of them our teammate Valtteri Bottas. We really need to make sure that we can beat him in this race, but he's gone onto the soft tyre, so I can imagine that he's going to be all over us very soon, and our broken front wing isn't going to help us as we lock up and go wide into the corner. We've lost a lot of downforce, a lot of valuable grip from that damage, as our teammate Valtteri Bottas is closing in on us. We're trying to go wheel to wheel with Pierre Gasly. We send the nose down the inside, but he just has much more grip than we do, and our teammate blasts past us on those soft tyres as well. Lando Norris now 2 seconds behind us on the medium tyres, which really wasn't maybe the best tyre to go for. Maybe we should have went on to the mediums as well, but the team decided that the hard were the best tyre for us at this time, so we have to make do with what we have. Here's now the leader has started lapping. Fernando Alonso leading the race in the Aston Martin. We're trying to stay with the pack now. Valtteri Bottas and Pierre Gasly having a battle ahead of us, but we can't stay with him. We're just too quick for us. And Lando Norris, as I mentioned before, gaining rapidly on us in the McLaren behind. Lance Stroll just came into the pits back. I can't imagine how we're going to get out ahead of him. But we have actually got out ahead of Lance Stroll, but he's going to be all over us very soon as we look up again going into turn 1. Someone's kicked up a bit of dust coming into the first corner. I believe that was Logan Sargent in the Williams going wide. As we look up again, going into the doesn't even know turn 3 I think it was, but yeah, you can see by our tyres really aren't having a good time today. They're screaming for help. They've on the red signs now and the rear tyres are on the orange, so they're going to be wearing really quickly soon. I'm very surprised that for the hard tyres they've worn this quickly. As they're now trying to stay with Logan Sargent, we've gained on him a little bit, but Lance Stroll is all over the rear of our car as well. But we have the DRS, we're going to deploy some ERS as well. And there's a gain on the Aston Martin now. Where can we go? We already made contact with him once in this race. We don't want to do it again. Are they trying now to go around the outside of the Aston Martin? He's held us off for now, but we have a lot of momentum now. If we can keep it going, maybe we can pass him into the last 3 corners or on the main straight. As we're now using the ERS again. Waiting to lift here. Surely this is the move for us now. This is the move that we have been waiting for always. He has a lot more power than we do in his engine, and even without him using ERS and with us using our ERS, we can clear the Aston Martin. As now the McLaren of Lando Norris swoops around our outside. There's absolutely no match for the McLaren in terms of pace at that corner. He's best to just let him go. As now Nico Hülkenberg is also gaining on us as well. As we go wide, we look up into that corner. Nico Hülkenberg now licking his lips all over the back of us now. He's got past us, and Alex Albon is now closing into the back of us as well. We just need to make sure that we can maybe get DRS on the Haas. That will help us. And yes, we have got DRS on the Haas, but we're going to be wide again, and the Williams is going to have DRS on us as well. So it's going to be a 3-car battle down this long straight. We're gaining on Nico Hülkenberg. Are we going to try and send one down in time? We're going to have to be stuck nose down there.
So box.
We're trying to send a move on Nico Hülkenberg as we've just been hit off the road by Alex Albon. We're trying to make a move on Nico Hülkenberg, but it's best for us just to back out. Esteban Ocon and Alex Albon have now passed us, and as you can see from the team radio, we were instructed to come into this lap, and for some reason Esteban Ocon just decided to brake test me onto the entry of the pits. Are we going to get out before him? It was very, very close. He's gone onto the soft tyres, we've gone onto the medium. I'm not sure how he's going to make the soft tyres last 5 laps, and we've nearly struggled to make the hards last 5 laps. Maybe our car is just really bad at keeping the tyres conserved, but maybe his tyres are going to fall off and we can keep with him on these mediums and attack him in the last 3 laps of this race. So he's now just trying to follow and find any opportunity to stay with the Alpine and start gaining on him, as the gap is now just increasing every single corner. We don't have enough pace at all. This is a really horrible race for us. I'm not enjoying it at all. As our teammate Valtteri Bottas in P8, he'll be taking home 4 points for the team. As we go onto the grass, we have another oversteering moment. We managed to keep it away from the wall, but yes, our teammate Valtteri Bottas in P8 compared to us in P19 is a really horrible showing from us today. Questions are going to start to be asked about our performance and why we are doing so badly as we go onto the grass. Again, nearly keeping it out of the wall. These tyres really aren't heating up and firing up as well. The hards and the softs did, and our previous stints, and soon we're going to have Yuki Tsunoda all over us. As we're now just approaching the final few corners, and you've got ahead of Kevin Magnussen, who's paid for the mediums. He's tried to do the overcut on us, but it hasn't worked. So he's now 1 place behind us, but his tyres are 1 lap younger. So maybe it's not going to make a difference in him trying to pass us later on in the race. I believe that it would be best if we tried to take these tyres to the end of the race. I'm not sure if people are going to start pitting like with 2 laps left to go onto the softs. I think that if we drive conservatively enough, we can make these tyres last until the end of the race, as Kevin Magnussen is now gaining so much on us now. He was about a second behind us a few corners ago, but now he's within 5 tenths, and now he's going to have DRS on us. There's not really much defending that we can do. We have a pretty decently full tank of ERS that we can use to keep him behind us, but I don't think it's best for us to do that. But we try to use it a little bit anyway, just to keep the Haas behind us for the time being, as we're now just trying to negotiate the pretty bad car we've been given for this race and the pretty horrible set of tyres that we're on at the moment. Coming through the final few corners now, it's not really much going on at the moment. It's a pretty lonely and depressing race for us at the moment. Not much really going on apart from a huge train of cars ahead of us as we clip the grass coming into turn 1 a little bit. That's not going to help us in our bid to keep Kevin Magnussen behind us. The Haas is gaining on us now as we lock up and go wide into turn 3. And yeah, that's just ruining any chance of keeping Kevin Magnussen behind us. But Yuki Tsunoda's past us. We are now in last place. We absolutely do not want to finish in last place. We really need to get past the AlphaTauri, but we've made contact at the back of him again. But we have got DRS in there, but we really do need to pass the AlphaTauri. I hope that at least we don't finish last today. That would be a pretty decent improvement, but it looks to be set for that way as we go wide again. The AlphaTauri P19 pulling further and further away from us. The hopes of not finishing last, getting out of our reach. He's on soft tyres though, and I can imagine that he's starting to fall off pretty badly now as we're just trying to follow him. Stay with him, see if he can make a mistake. But we've got a really good run in the middle, try and go around the end outside of him. He's pushed us wide out. That was a good defence by Yuki Tsunoda. He really needs to make sure that he has a good race as well. His time at AlphaTauri is being questioned if he's going to remain there for next season. It's locked up and gone wide into turn 1. Lando Norris on the fresh soft tyres has just passed us for P19, so we're now back down to P20. But yeah, there's not really much going on in the final few laps of the race, so we've just skipped ahead to the last lap of the race. Our front 2 tyres have gone to the black warning signs. Are we even surely we can be able to make it back? It's around like maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds of driving on these tyres, so I'm sure that we're going to make it back. But the car really is feeling awful on these tyres. We have Yuki Tsunoda behind us now in the battle for P19 for dignity of not finishing in last place. But yeah, our front 2 tyres are feeling really bad. I'm feeling that.
Looks like a rear left puncture. Oh, we booked it, I'll say now. So stay out.
And yes, our team has just said puncture is on the way is what I was just about to say. I could feel that the tyres were coming off. I don't even think we're going to make it back maybe for a second time this season. We finished the race with a puncture. And yes, we have. We haven't made it back in time. But at the front of the field is the Aston Martin of Fernando Alonso, who takes his first victory in I don't even know how many years.
Yes! Yes! Get in there, you beauty!
Hey! Ole! Ole!
Finally, let's take a look at the driver standings. Sergio Perez now takes the lead over Carlos Sainz, and for Alfa Romeo, it's Valtteri Bottas ahead of me in P19. And finally, looking at the team standings, Red Bull have a huge lead over Ferrari, and again, as for Alfa Romeo, only 1 point to our name. But I'll see you guys in the next video.